This week we're going to be working with drawing in Scratch, and just as we have used drawing tools in code.org, we can do this in Scratch as well. So today we're going to talk about how to do drawing. So the first thing you need to do is you need to add in the drawing tools. So here's how you do it. You have to go down here when you're in Scratch and you have to choose the extensions block. So you choose extensions. Then what you're going to do is you draw. So now I have more tools here. So if you don't have the drawing tools, you have to go down here, click it, and then you add it in here. Next thing you need to do is you have to add in your sprites who you want to draw. Now what I would do first is maybe make the cat, if you're using him, maybe make him a little smaller. It's easier to see if he's small. Then I'll add in, maybe you want to have an apple drawing. You choose whatever you want to do, and you can make this again 45 or whichever you choose. Oh, let me put that in there. And then maybe you'll put in another one. Maybe you'll have a little guy like here. Okay, so add him in there. Let's make him 50 as well. Okay, so now we want them to do our drawing. So let's start with the cat. And I'll just give you examples, and you could choose whatever you like to do. So I'll just give you some examples, and then you can experiment, and you can come up with your own ideas. So you have the cat over here. And let's put the cat on the top here. And now we have our tools, and let's go to an event. And you could either say when the flag's clicked, or you could say the space bar is clicked, or whichever one you like. I'll choose the space bar. When the space bar is clicked, what do I want to do? Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure he's writing with the pen down. So when you put the pen down, that means wherever you go, you're going to do some drawing. And what you could do is you could set the pen color too, if you want. You could set it to, blue or red, whatever you want to do. Now let's talk about making a triangle. So to make a triangle, I'm going to go to Control, and a triangle has 3 sides. So we're going to repeat it 3 times. And how do you do a triangle? Well, you're going to go forward. Right? We'll make it a little bigger. We'll make it 30 steps. Oh, sorry about that. Do it 30 steps. Now, if you ever make a mistake or want to clear it, you go to Pen, and you just go down here and you click Erase All, and then it erases everything. We'll go 30 steps, and you have to do a turn. And you're going to turn by 120. So we have our repeat loop. Move 30 steps, turn right 120, and you repeat that 3 times to make a triangle. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So now when I click the space bar, he does a triangle. Okay, I click this, but the problem is it's a little hard to see because he's over here. So what I'll do is I'll say, go to the pen over here, and I'll put my pen up, and then what I want him to do is maybe I'll have him move 100 steps. 100 steps, okay? And then what I could do is, if you want to really be interesting, you could make this a nested loop. And nested loop is a loop inside a loop. So put the whole thing in here, and you could make this 5 times or 3 times, whatever you'd like to do. I'll make it 5 times. And let me erase all. So I click this block, and notice when I click this, it erases everything, but I don't want to put it in here because I don't want to run this code when I do the spacebar. I just want to use this to erase things. When I click the spacebar now, he does his triangles, and he jumps, and you put the pen up, and then he moves so it doesn't write, and he draws his triangles in a row here. Okay, so let's take a look at that again. And if you wanted to make this less space, you can make this 50 if you wanted to make this. Well, let me erase this again, and now he's got his triangles there. Okay, so you could make all sorts of designs, and I want you to experiment too. You could put a turn in here, see what that does. Just experiment. And if you want to erase, you just click Erase All. So that's how you do a triangle. Now let's look at the apple down here. Now you could use something else other than the apple if you would like, but I'll just use the apple. I'll move him to the center. And again, you're going to start with an event. When do you want this to happen? You could use the flag if you would want. You could use the A key, whatever. You could put it when the flag's clicked, however you want to do it. And pen. And you're going to say when he starts, you put the pen down so you see wherever he goes. And we're going to use a nested loop again. So a nested loop is when you have a loop inside a loop. So we're going to use 2 loops here. Okay. So we'll just do the first one, so I don't want to confuse anybody. So we'll do this, and then we'll add to it. And we'll do a motion. We'll start what we did with the other one. We'll do 50 times, and then we'll do a turn by 120. Okay, so let's just take a look. Now this is the same thing, okay? So now when we click A, it's a triangle. It's the same thing, but we want to make this a little bit more exciting. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a nested loop, a loop inside a loop. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this inside. and we're going to say 6 times. We're going to repeat, and we're going to put a little turn right in here before we run a triangle again. We want to turn 60. Okay, so now let's take a look at this. And let's take a look at what happens here. So now we have a triangle, and then we have a turn, and then we're going to repeat it again. So this first loop makes the triangle, and then we turn, and we're going to make 6 triangles. Okay, now I want to erase this over here. The way I'm going to erase it, I go over here, and I take the erase all, and I don't want to put it in my code. I want to just put it off to the side so I can erase everything. So let's see what happens when I click the A. When I click the A, it does a nice little design here. Okay, nice little design because we have our 6 triangles that we made and our turn in between. Okay, and it's 6 times 6 is 360, so that's why it goes all the way around. Okay, so you can experiment if you want. If you want to do a few of these, what you could do is first we would erase all. Then what you could do is you could say, you want to put the pen up, and then you could say, move. If you want to move like 50 steps or whatever, and then you could repeat that whole thing again like to repeat all of these things again. But I'm not going to make it too complicated today. I mean, you could experiment, you could change these numbers, whatever you like to do, and even you could change this so that if you had events, you could say when the E is pressed. When the E is pressed, E for erase. Now when I press the A, he does that, right? Then when I do the cat, what was the cat? The cat was the space bar. The cat does this, and then when I click the E here, that erases all. Okay, so you could even keep that in if you want to do that. And then finally, we're going to look at Ben over here, and let's have Ben draw a nice circle. So we're going to say when. We'll try maybe the C when the C's clicked, when the C's pressed. What do you want to do? We go to our drawing, and we're going to put our pen down. And we're going to do a control repeat. We're going to repeat how many times? 360 times, because there's 360 degrees in a circle. And we're going to move 1 step and turn 1 step. Okay, so now we go C, and now he's going to do his circle. Okay, so it takes some time for him to go. Okay, so what I want you to do is experiment and see what you can do, and I'll just add in another one real quick for everyone to see. I'll just add in, let's say, a baseball, and if you want to see how to do squares and rectangles, you could do, right? Same thing, events, and maybe you'll go like when the S key is, whichever one you want to do. Okay, and then we're going to say how many sides? 4 sides, right? So we're going to control, repeat 4 times, and motion. Right, how much we're going to do? We're going to motion 50 steps and a turn by 90 degrees. And then let's say when I do that, oh, I forgot to put the pen down. I'm sorry about that. When I do the pen down, oh, wrong key. I'm sorry. Do that. Okay, now he's got a square. So if you want to do more with this, what you could do is when you click on the baseball, you could make this again a nested loop. Let's see if we could do this 10 times. 10 times. And you could do a little bit of a jump in between, or a turn, however you want to do it. It's up to you. You can control it. You can go to here, and you could say pen up over here. Up. Sorry about that. Don't put it outside the loop. Put it in here. And then you could say motion, move, let's say 20 steps. And now I'm going to click E. Remember we made the E over here to erase all. I'm going to go over here. Now when I go to the baseball, when I click the square, he does his drawing. Oh, I got to put the pen back up again. I got to put the pen down in here. I got to put the pen down in the nested loop. Okay, sorry about that. You go over here. And now you have your S. That's drawers and a nice little design here. And if you want to make this different, what you could do is you change the numbers here. So you can experiment changing the angles and changing the numbers here. Now you have your different drawings going on here, and you have your triangle over here, and you have your space bar going on over here, and then Ben had the circle over here. So this is an experiment in drawing. And you can do what you like. You can change the pen color. Like I could come over here and I could change the pen color to a different color if I wanted to. I could change the pen size. Okay, so you could just do anything that you like and you can experiment. Okay, so this is our project on drawing in Scratch.